4, breaking news. This is WYFF News 4 at 6 in high definition.
We're going to begin with breaking news tonight. 2 buses have collided, and that collision has killed 2 children and 1 adult in Knoxville, Tennessee. Officials say there were a total of 19 children on that school bus.
There is no word yet on what exactly caused this wreck. We'll have the latest for you tonight on WYFF News 4 at 11.
Back here in the upstate, the Highway Patrol continues to investigate the Lawrence County crash that killed a brother and sister.
WYFF News 4's Myra Ruiz is live and local in Greenville County for us. Myra, the 2 weren't alone in that car?
No, they weren't. We are at Greenville Memorial, where troopers tell us a woman who was in the car with the siblings remains hospitalized.
Took my babies, and they all I had.
7 years after becoming a widow, Mary Berry is childless as well. Her 18-year-old daughter, Katie Ann Berry, and 27-year-old son, Brendan Henry Berry, died Monday morning on Highway 76. Their mother remembers the final conversation.
And like always, bye, Mom, I love you. I'm like, I love you too, be careful. And the next thing I knew, I got a phone call from a friend. That lady took my babies.
Mary says her children and one of their friends, Ashley Martin, had left to go to Walmart. There was another friend traveling a short distance in front of them.
And she saw the middle of the road. And she also had to slow down and go around.
The family says they think Katie may have slowed down too when she was struck from behind by a Ford Expedition that troopers say 38-year-old April Guess was driving. There was a 14-year-old passenger in her car, and both of them were taken to the hospital in Lawrence. The Highway Patrol is still investigating, and troopers haven't commented on any possible causes of the crash. Mary Berry says her daughter may have had a premonition that something would happen.
A song came on. She said, if I pass before you, play this at my funeral. And then Sunday she went to church. And then this happened Monday morning.
She says the song is called I Will Always Miss You.
And there they go. They're my babies and they're gone.
No word on the patient's condition or any possible charges tonight. Myra Ruiz, WYFF News 4, live in Greenville County.
All right, Myra, thank you. According to the Hart County Sheriff, a man facing charges for a DUI crash that killed a couple and their 5-year-old daughter may have been in a stolen vehicle. WYFF News 4's Ashley Swan has more on the tragic circumstances that have a community in mourning tonight.
This crash happened just outside of the Livonia Speedway. The sheriff tells me the family was on their way to get a Christmas tree. A community in mourning.
It's been years and years since we had 3 folks dying in one crash, much less all the same family.
After a horrific crash the day after Thanksgiving that took the lives of Jerry and Catherine Cannon and their 5-year-old daughter, Rose Marie. The sheriff says it happened here along Livonia Highway as the family was driving to get a Christmas tree just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
He just swerved into him, come across the yellow line and just swirled into him.
This is what was left of both vehicles. The sheriff says the driver of the van, 33-year-old Marco Ramirez, was drunk when he hit the family's car nearly head-on. Ramirez survived the crash and is currently being treated at ANMED for non-life-threatening injuries.
He won't be leaving the hospital and going home. He'll be leaving and coming to jail.
Ramirez is facing a number of charges, including felony DUI and 3 counts of felony homicide by vehicle. The sheriff says they're also investigating claims that the van Ramirez was driving had been stolen. The family leaves behind an 11-year-old boy who wasn't with them.
It's not right. I just pray for the family and God will take care of them.
Ashley Swan, WYFF News 4.
And Upstate County has set aside money in its budget to tear down dilapidated houses. But one neighborhood has had 5 vacant homes go up in flames. WYFF News 4's Mandy Gaither is live and local in our Anderson newsroom tonight. Mandy, these fires have all happened recently, right?
All in the past 2 months, Carol. Anderson County Councilwoman Gracie Floyd told me the county is working as fast as it can to tear down old abandoned homes. It's a scene becoming all too familiar. The fifth suspicious fire in 2 months happened here on R Street early this morning. Others burned on Rogers, Glen, and here on Q Street.
I was standing out front of my house by the road and I could feel the heat. The heat was so intense.
Jimmy Markham's home is surrounded by burned houses.
It's just hard to sleep at night because I don't know, you know what I mean, like when this one burnt, it burnt the whole side of this house here. The fire was so hot, it melted my blinds and my windows, my bedroom windows and everything.
Every home burned was vacant, and each fire happened in the middle of the night. $150,000 was set aside this year in the Anderson County budget to tear down abandoned and dilapidated houses. And while that project started on the so-called alphabet streets, County Councilwoman Gracie Floyd says all the money couldn't be concentrated in just one neighborhood.
Yeah, y'all need to quit burning them damn houses down around here, man.
Patrick Clemens says every time he visits his grandmother, there's another house fire close to hers.
It's ridiculous. That's all they do is burn houses down around here.
Investigators have canvassed the neighborhood, but still no leads. And anyone with information is asked to call Anderson County Crime Stoppers. You won't have to give your name. That number, 888-CRIME-SC. Mandy Gaither, WYFF News 4, live in the Anderson newsroom.
Mandy, thank you. Also in Anderson County, the clerk of court says the case has been dismissed against a man accused of ill treatment of animals. It was back in August of 2013. Deputies say they rescued 153 dogs from Donald Black's care. Authorities say the dogs were in deplorable conditions. Many were sick, they were told. Well, Anderson County Paws took the dogs in and treated them so they could be ready for adoption. A magistrate court dismissed the case yesterday, but there's no word yet on the reason for that dismissal.
Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney has promoted 2 coaches from within to replace offensive coordinator Chad Morris. Wide receivers coach Jeff Scott and running backs coach Tony Elliott will share the duties as co-offensive coordinators. Brad will have much more on the promotions coming up in sports.
We all know about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, even Small Business Saturday now, but today is Giving Tuesday. It all started in 2012 in response to all the shopping that goes on this time of year. Big companies like Sony and Microsoft backed the effort from the beginning, and the Day of Giving has quickly gained popularity and continues to. It's a day to donate to the charity of your choice, simple as that. There's even an app for that to make it easier to do on your smartphone. It's called CrowdRise. For more information, we have it for you on WYFF4.com.
But before you write any checks or promise to donate any money on this Giving Tuesday or any day this holiday season, a warning. There are people out there who want to prey on your generosity. WYFF News 4's Gabrielle Komorowski is here with more. Gabby?
Well, Carol, the Better Business Bureau of the Upstate has some pointers on how to filter out the good charities from the Grinches. First, beware of copycats. There are fake charities out there with names very similar to the real charities. Also, it could be a red flag if a charity pressures you to give or tries to prey on your emotions. And make sure you ask questions like how much of your money will actually be used for charitable purposes.
You need to be careful of looking to see how much overhead is. For instance, if you're giving to a charity and let's say 80% goes towards administration costs and then only 20% is actually going towards the charity.
To make sure a charity is trustworthy, you can check out the website give.org. There, the Better Business Bureau has rated charities based on things like complaints, donor privacy, and budget plans. You will find a link on WYFF4.com. Michael?
Gabby, thanks. South Carolina's junior U.S. Senator Tim Scott made history today. He became the first black U.S. Senator elected from the South since Reconstruction, right after the Civil War. The senator took the oath today at the U.S. Capitol, and I spoke to him soon after about how the state of South Carolina has changed.
I am sure that some would disagree with me, but I do believe that if you look at the success and the significant changes occurred in South Carolina over the last 50 years, it is hard to deny the evolution that's occurred on issues of race. I think this is a place for us to stop as a nation, look at South Carolina and say we've got a lot of things right, and not simply because of my election. If you think about the election of folks like Jim Clyburn becoming the first Congress member of color 20 years ago, you look at the fact that Nikki Haley, our governor of Indian descent, she's the governor, just got reelected.
Governor Haley first appointed Scott to take the Senate seat vacated by Jim DeMint. Scott was elected in November and will face re-election again in 2016.
Voters in Hart County, Georgia have been voting today and will until 7 tonight. The special election is for a runoff in the probate judge race. 5 candidates ran for the seat vacated by Bob Smith, but no one got the required 51% of the vote. The runoff is between interim probate judge Mary Kirk and Todd Townsend.